Hi. And so we're doing a little bit of a twist here. I'm going to start doing the tarot for the 12 houses. I'm starting with Aries, a fire sign, because you are fiery people. And I want to go ahead and say that it's my mother who's my inspiration for doing astrology. She had the courage to get that subscription to her astrology magazine monthly, and if it wasn't for her strength, she was the first mystic in my family, my immediate family, to have the courage to see life and look at life as a psychic. So I'm devoting these first tarot readings to my mother. Thank you, Mother, thank you for the person I've become. Thank you so much. I miss you. Mwah. Okay, so let's get down to it. I sat here and I was told to tell all you Aries that it's going to be a state of flux. I hear that there's going to be good news coming, so you need to hang on. The Strength card signifies you, and the influences over you currently are Three of Cups, or Three of Water. And I'm using Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot card decks with Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. And the influence over you right now is the Three of Cups. So that's good news. Three of Wands was in your past. Three of Fire. Doreen calls that Three of Fire. And so you were having a lot of ideas coming and going. But now the Three of Coins in the future say that you actually, these ideas now are getting grounded in reality. Coins signify earth. And over you, under you. Yeah. There was a time when you were doing a lot. There was a lot of activity. But now it's just like you're sitting still and letting things unfold. The moon is under you. So that could mean like deep reflection. It's kind of like the knowing that there's elements that you can't control, either pushing you or pulling at you. And the Six of Wands in the near future heralds good news for you. This is Six of Fire, but it's Wands in the typical card deck. And the Seven of Coins. Okay. I hear that you're forced to slow down right now, Aries, and you don't really like that. You're very quick people, quick-witted, and you feel things passionately. So the reason why you're forced to slow down is because the moon position isn't in a really good place right now. With Mercury retrograde, it's kind of throwing a curveball at all of us, at all the signs. They're showing me the picture of being towed along. They're saying that that means that your energy isn't at full throttle right now, and you're so used to doing things lickety split that is so, it's like being a fish out of water. Somebody wants to know if they're ever going to have more money, and looks like I'm supposed to tell them that you're putting the puzzle pieces together to create that. Patience is called for. It's like whenever there's a moon retrograde, whenever there is, they're saying like a moon in Taurus, like Taurus is highlighted. That kind of takes the wind out of your sails. Because something perfectionism. It's not really a time to be a perfectionist. It's more of a time to pause. And then when the time is right, then you'll go back to full throttle. Yeah, and they're saying that this is increasing your creativity right now, so you should go with that. If there's time periods when you're not able to sleep, then maybe get up and throw your paint at the canvas, so to speak. I'm seeing somebody working with dyes. They like to use natural dyes to create clothes. Other people, it's like they're gathering ideas. Maybe they're waking up in the middle of the night and reading books to brainstorm, help them brainstorm and inspire them in this kind of downtime. Somebody's telling me that the way people are influencing right now is that you feel like you're surrounded by goofballs and goofiness and erratic behavior. I'm supposed to tell somebody that perfectionism is somebody else's idea about how things should be done. If perfectionism gets in your way of doing anything at all, then perhaps you need to look at who the perfectionist in your space is. Is that a parent? Is that a Catholic nun that was one of your teachers? Whose idea of perfectionism is it? And if it's actually stalling your projects, then you need to go, hey, this is fine. This is energy that I'm doing to myself, instead of actually throwing the paint on the canvas and then showing it to the galleries. I'm kind of putting the slows on my own creative process, and that's probably not necessary. Maybe you should, if you think something's not good enough, you probably should consult with a cherished friend, somebody who has a neutrality towards your perfectionism. And the final card here, and this is just for the week, of April 30th through May 6th. So this final card goes, it's called Releasing. And you're making the way for the better to come in. It's like spring cleaning. You're removing out the old that wasn't serving you, wasn't serving your purpose, so that something better can come in. I'm supposed to tell y'all that that's not always perceived as something negative, because a lot of times we just need to clear the decks in order for the new to come in. It's kind of the vacuum principle, that if there is no perceived by the universe place to bring you your new and good, then or maybe on some emotional level you haven't made a decision that you're not going to participate in that way with those particular people or on that particular project because nobody appreciates you as much as you appreciate yourself, then perhaps you should welcome in and usher the new. I'm supposed to say that to somebody out there in Aries land that you are your world's you are your worst critic. You need to be gentle with yourself because right now the environment is just it's kind of harsh. And so if we turn that harshness that we picked up by watching the news internally, then we have nobody to blame but ourselves because that's just you. And a lot of people are doing that, so it's not like you're not unlike all of us, but disciplining your thoughts to keep out irrelevant energy from entering your ideas and how you value yourself is really necessary. Oh, that's right, and that reminds me. I have a moon in Aries, so some of this information I'm actually reading. I'm not reading myself, but I can relate to you is what I'm saying. Because I'm a Virgo with a Libra rising. Anyway, enough about me. And something about hot-temperedness. If you are somebody who's kind of enjoys releasing steam, perhaps that creativity that we talked about before would be more of a way to channel that Aries energy. I'm supposed to tell somebody out there that you need to be patient with yourself because it's all a part of the process. And this is the patience card. It was here. No, mine. Wait a minute. Yes, three of wands. That's the patience card. Because your efforts will bear fruit. In more ways than one. I think the slowing down part is people are getting the idea that they're being punished, but actually it's just kind of a natural reflection time that you're slowing down to gather steam or to reflect at times when you think you're not reflecting about what's the best way to go at it to successfully gain, to maximize your time and that kind of thing. Something about withholding judgment. It's really, they keep saying it's really just the process. It's just really the process. And then they're saying laugh at yourself as you might experience comedy of errors in this upcoming week. Still with Mercury retrograde. And yet you should create a pampering space to devote to you feel like you're being punishment because of Mercury retrograde, so we need to actually have a game plan in store and go buy our bath salts. If you like lavender or bergamot or tangerine, something citrusy that will help. Peppermint helps uplift your mood. Maybe not in bath salts, perhaps maybe a candle. Peppermint is really good for concentration, by the way. I used that a lot when I was in chiropractic school. They're saying that you're forced to look at a new way of doing things. brand new, kind of goes in. It's kind of, we're talking about a conjunction that's creating new for you. And so I'm told that that's the good place to stop. So you can always find me. I have an overall general message for all the zodiacal signs. That's not the correct way. For everyone in the zodiac, I have a general message, and I'm just finding a new way of doing things. Like I just said, the teacher is actually practicing what she preaches. So I really was thrilled and exalted by doing my very first, not that it's my first tarot reading, but on YouTube. So thank you for being an appreciative audience. And I just want to say my clients lately have just given me so much enthusiasm and gratitude when I read them, that I was just thrilled. It's kind of like a spring awakening, and I just really thrilled to be able to do these now on a weekly basis. So until next time, and have a great week, Aries.